What is up, my peepholes? This is your guy, Cly, and it's time for a little DIY. Now, in last week's video, I talked about wanting to show you how to make a chainmail juggling ball, and the time has finally come. Except I'm not going to be making one like this. I'm not going to be using this pattern, and this one's made out of aluminum. Instead, I'm going to be using the leftover links from when I made the chainmail dice bag a few weeks back. This was made out of galvanized steel. If you haven't seen this video, I'm going to go ahead and link it now, because there's a few safety precautions you need to take when working with this stuff, specifically when making links out of this stuff. It also talks about making your own links, so definitely give it a watch. However, keep in mind that this will lose its shine over time, unlike the aluminum or stainless steel. What you're going to end up having happen is the zinc coating will wear off. It takes a few years in my experience, but when you're done, you're going to be left with something like this. I made this guy 14 years back. No rust or anything, but it became a very dull, dark gray, which I will 100% admit I prefer. I actually really prefer this look to that look, but that's just me. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Let's get this started. So for those of you who have seen the chainmail dice bag video, you're going to recognize this step. What you're going to do is take one open link and 8 closed links. Go ahead and grab your open link nice and tight, and just very carefully put all 8 of your closed links onto it. Just run it through the center. Not really complicated at this stage. But when you're done, you're going to have a rather ugly little bauble, because until you start splaying it out a bit, it will not lay flat. I tried last time and I failed, so I'm just going to fade into the next step now. I decided to pull things in a little bit tighter so you can get a better view of the starting weave. So what you're going to do is take 2 of your links, run a single link through like that, and then close it on up. I know, so exciting. Now is the stage where you're going to want to figure out, do you want your links pointing this way or that way? It will actually matter once you get midway through the project. So I'm going to actually twist them to the right a bit, bring my next link over, take one of my open links, put it in through the back like so, and again. I'm just going to keep doing that until I've got all 8 on. And there you go. I have the additional 8 links on the outside, and to continue copying the chainmail dice bag video, I now need to add 8 more links to this row. It'll be done as expansion links, 1 between each of these. So, take your piece, separate 2 of the links on your new row, take another open link, and just thread it in properly, not like I just did accidentally. There we go. Bring your next link over, do the same for the entire row. I'll be right back. And there you go, 16 links around the outside, and now is when I'm going to start deviating from the chainmail dice bag pattern. See, we didn't stick to it for that long. I'm going to add 16 links to the outer edge, plus an additional 4, not 8, for a total of 20. I'll be back when I have the first 16 down. And there you have it. The first 16 links in row 3 are done. So now it's time to put the expansion links. What you're going to do is you're going to pick up your piece, attach 1 expansion link like so, and then after you've got it nice and closed up, count 4 between this one and the next one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just do that all the way around and you will have a total of 20 links on the row. I'll be right back. There you go. Row 3 is officially done with the additional 4 links on there. Now I'm just going to do a normal row of 20 around the outer edge. I'll be right back when that's done. And there we go. Row 4 is done with 20 links around the outside. Now it's once again time for an expansion row. This time I'm going to be adding 5 additional links. So I'm still going to be keeping 4 links between each expansion. I'm just upping the number of times I do each one. So a little bit different from the Chainmail dice bag, which was just a continuous +8. I'll be back after I have the first 20 down. And there you go. Row 5 now has the first 20 links sitting on it, but you need to add 5 more expansions. So what you're going to do is just pick it up, find any pair, slide it between, and give it a close. Your first expansion link is now on. You're going to want to skip 4 links just like before, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your next expansion link slid on and closed. I will be right back once I have all 5 of these done. There you go. That is row 5 completed. Now it is time to do row 6. This time we are only going to add 25 links. I'll be back when that's done. And there you go. Row number 6 is done. This is where you're going to want to stop and leave this one alone. What you want to do instead is make another one that is identical to it. Be sure that the center twists both go in the same direction, because otherwise things are not going to line up shortly. Now, the next stage is to put one more row of 25 onto one of your 2 halves. I think I'm just going to continue working on the one I've been messing with since the beginning of this video. So I'll just put this guy to the side. It's only going to be 25 links, so I'll be back when that's done. Okay, one more row to go. You will notice once you've added row 7 to one of your halves that the links closest to each other tend to point in the same direction. That's going to make this last row very simple. What you're actually going to be doing is stitching your 2 halves together. So let me go ahead and pull the shot in a bit so you can get a better view of it. A little bit too far. There we go. What you need to do is just run a link through 2 links on one half, pick it up, and then run the same link through 2 on the other half, like so. I'll go ahead and close this one up, and I'll just do this a couple more times to give you an idea as to what you're looking for. When we lay it out, it should look a little something like this. Now what you're going to need to do is go to one of the links that you've already run one through, like that there, the one next to it, and then do the same on the other side, like so. I really need some water. There we go. And continue. All right, halfway through. 9 links I'll be left back to go once I've done that all much, sealed up. There is, I think, right about now I should stuff in the item I'm going to use as filler. What I'll be using is the fanciest sheet of felt that I could get my hands on. Okay, not really. This was actually on clearance for 25 cents, which put it at the cheapest piece of felt that I could get my hands on range. Though, of course, when you look at the back, you cannot tell that there is a print on it. Wad it up. Just wad it up. You do not really, it doesn't really matter how it looks at this stage. You're not putting anything inside of it. All the weight comes from the metal. So, get it wadded up, get it shoved in. Come here. Damn it, you can do it. Make sure you get it stuffed in every nook and cranny. There we go. And all I've got left to do, I have no idea what that was stuck to my finger, by the way. It was on the felt. All I've got to do is finish sealing it up, which, believe it or not, it's still actually really easy to do, as long as I don't hook the felt proper. There we go, and around one more, and like so. Should have used my pliers, that would have made things easier. I'll be back when I'm done. And there you go. You are going to want to give it a couple of squeezes just to make sure the felt settles in how you'd like. But other than that, you are through. I do want to point out that when I first made this juggling ball, I actually used a bandana instead of felt inside. And while it gave great form at the beginning, After a couple of months, it really just became a threadbare, saggy mess. I ended up putting it in storage and forgetting about it for quite a while. And maybe 7 years ago, I pulled it out, popped a piece of felt inside, and, well, I've been using it quite a lot ever since. So it really is one of the best materials for a project like this. And if you're wondering what size felt I used, I just used a standard, what I guess is 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. It's what you can pick up at any craft store from 39 to 50 cents, unless you go for the super fancy stuff. That was originally $1.50 worth of felt that I shoved in here, but like I said, it was 25 cents when I got it. Yeah, that's really all there is to making your own chainmail juggling ball and or hacky sack. So, if you like this video, feel free to leave a like. If you dislike this video or think I could have done something better, go ahead and leave a dislike. I don't mind. If you have any suggestions for future projects or just want to say hello, leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. If you are new to my channel and want to see more chainmail projects, I'll go ahead and have a playlist pop up at some point. And of course, until next time, this is your guy Cly, signing off.